And I said, I can't tell which is which. And he said, see, so it's not necessarily not the truth. And I went, there's the title to my book. That's it.
It is a great title. It's a great story. The book is not autobiographical, but there are lessons from your life, stories from your life that you're sharing. I'll let you explain the format of the book.
Well, a lot of people have been, thank you for getting it correct, because a lot of people have been calling it my autobiographical memoir, and I'm going to be 32 in July. so it's a bit ridiculous. Excuse me, asinine to even think that I would do that at 30 when I was writing the book. But basically, when I found out I was pregnant, I started reminiscing because I've lived quite a life in my short period of time here on Earth. I've been on my own since I was 15, and I started going back and reading my old journals from when I lived in Japan at 15, when I was in Italy at 19, just living in the animal house with all the other kids in my high school years, living with my best friend and her parents in California, you know, a couple of different times. How I was raised in North Carolina the first 14, 15 years of my life, and then how the second half of my life thus far in California, how they differed, how those times differed, and I realized I was raised in North Carolina, but I grew up in California, and so many stories came to mind, and I started thinking, you know, my whole life's getting ready to change, and then you know, I'm going to have a son, and I knew before the doctor told me it was a boy that it was a boy. Mamas, we know, and so I started kind of going back over everything, and I sat down and started writing, and a girlfriend of mine by the name of Mary Nana Amadankwa, beautiful name. I love it.
Nice. You say that again.
Mary Nana Amadankwa.
Very nice.
She's from Ghana, Africa, and a brilliant, brilliant writer. And she said, you know, Jamie, we should put this into a book because I think it's a very inspirational book and a book about redemption. You have so many great stories to tell. I think we should put it into a book, and she helped me. And HarperCollins was lovely enough to buy the book, and so we put it together. So it's really a love story, a love letter to my son, Desi, but also meant to be, as she said, a story of redemption and inspiration. Partially for you know, kids, to let them know that no matter where you're from and no matter what odds are stacked against you, as long as you believe and you persevere and you work hard, there's nothing you can't do, which is cliche and things we've heard a million times. But it's also to let adults know that any little helping hand, any little thing you can do to help a kid who might be a little lost goes a long way, because my life could have totally taken a different direction. And because of the people that came into my life and helped me when I was, you know, that little lost 15-year-old, I'm sitting here talking to you.
What's a 15-year-old from North Carolina doing in Japan?
I had moved to California in June of '92, and I was 14. The very next month turned 15. Started school soon after, and soon after that, my parents were in the middle of a divorce, and I really wanted to get the heck out of Dodge, and I was modeling, which is why my mom and I, part of the reason why my mom and I had moved, and I went to, you know, get a contract in Japan, and neither one of my parents could go with me. I ended up getting the contract, and so I became an emancipated minor so that I could go without a guardian. Everything happens for a reason, and I was okay over there, and I was so headstrong and as I said, so strong-willed. I went there, and I would get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, shower, go right across the street from my apartment. I'd grab food and then go next door into the subway, take the subway to the train station, take the train to whatever, look at my map, and walk to wherever I was supposed to go, to my job or to the audition or whatever. You know, and I can't say that I would change any experiences that I've had in my life. I wouldn't change a thing, because it's made me who I am, and it gave me something to write about.
It gave you a lot to write about, and if Desi has anywhere near the spunk his mama has, you got something on your hands in a few years.
I already have something on my hands. He's been entertaining us all day.
Yeah, you're gonna have something on your hands in a few years. Jamie's new book is called "It's Not Necessarily Not the Truth." I love the subtitle: "Dreaming Bigger Than the Town You're From." Dreaming bigger than the town you're from. I love you, man. At the box office now. My name is Earl. You just All that and then some. Glad to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to see you. That's our show for tonight. Catch me on the weekends on PRI, Public Radio International. You can access our radio podcast through our website at pbs.org, and I'll see you back here next time on PBS. Until then, good night from LA. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep the faith.
For more information on today's show, visit Tavis Smiley at PBS.